Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. Welcome to another thrilling Beer 30 Sanity session from Capitan, New Mexico on a beautiful day. Right now outside it's about 78, which is warm, but it's going to be cooler tomorrow. And well, it's not that warm as compared to my place in Texas, which is toast right now. It's like Texas toast down there. You got that? But anyway, so let me give you a couple of updates. One is the Pixel 6 phone videos driving so far muy bueno. Now what will happen, if anything does happen, is Google will do one of their super updates and shoot it down. I mean, they do some crazy stuff. Then what's the next thing? Oh, for those of you that may be interested in buying the Starlink thing for internet access, I think it's a great device, even though I haven't got it yet. I ordered one, and it'll be delivered. So they say it's going to be delivered tomorrow. I'm going to open the box because I need to get some way to get a return label. Just send it back. I'm not going to set it up. A lot of people are going to say, well, go ahead and set it up and see how it works. You can watch 50 videos about setting it up and how it works in different areas of the whole United States. The reason I mentioned it before, but when I first looked at it, or they looked at it was like $90 a month, and then it went to 110, and you could move it around, and now there's some people that are using it mobile. If you're going to move it from one place to another place periodically, then you have to pay $25 a month extra for that privilege of moving from site A to B, C, D if you're going to be moving around like RVers do. Now, I'm not sure what they mean by mobile because, it's possible that if you just like me, I have a place here in Capitan, New Mexico, and then a place in Texas. If I was just going to use it at those two locations, I'm sure I'd just pay the 110. But, again, it's the old cooking the frog theory, man. And I mentioned it in the video today, the product video, how that works, And what happens is they start off at like 90, go to 110, and then they add 25 for this and 15 for that. And the next thing you know, in 2 years, you're paying $200. And I don't, right now, the way things are, I just don't want to spend any more money. Unless I want to buy some land, which I can't find any, or that I want. But so, and another thing I wanted to mention for those of you that are considering the Starlink is that there's no customer support, guys. None. I mean, it's not like you can dial 1-800-STARLINK and say, well, I've decided that I don't no longer need the product, so just cancel my order. You can't. That ain't going to happen. You can go to their website. You can go to your account page. There is a place to send a message. You don't get any response at all. And that's the way that is. So just be aware that you're caught in the trap, okay? And so somebody mentioned this in a comment the other day, and it's true. I've thought about it many times. Before you buy a product or place the order, do yourself a favor and call customer support and pretend you've got a little issue and see what happens. First thing you're going to find is, they may not even answer the phone, the customer support, because or you get this speaking algorithm that's just listening to you and saying, well, it's option 1, 2, or 3, and then none of those fits you, so it hangs up. Is that customer support? It's getting to be. I mean, you don't have any other choice. It's really, I don't know, man. The new world is, I try to keep up. Now, I'm 76 years old, and, I try to keep up with most of the technological changes and stuff, so at least I can get gasoline and buy groceries. But they're getting ahead of me now. But anyway, guys, mouth is dry, and I know yours is too. So here's to you. Dink. Here's to me. Should we ever disagree? Oh, I got to show you something. I know I showed you this in comment call this morning. I love this, man. I punch it all day long. I'll be listening to somebody or watching something on YouTube. Ding! Watch this smoke.
That was bullshit.
It's got several ways to say it.
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
It's just so cute, isn't it? I'll do one more.
Bullshit level DEFCON 5.
It's got all kinds, though, man. Yeah, but I just keep it right here, and whenever something on TV does something, I go,
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
"Is that cool?" I don't know who sent me that. There was nothing in the package other than this thing. I didn't see any way to respond, but whoever it was, thumbs up, and I appreciate that very much. And yeah, so anyway, back to what we're into today in the world. I don't want to get on all that shit, but as far as gasoline prices, I know you're all aware of it, and it's eating your budget up. And I know you're going to the grocery store, and you're just like me, and you're going $2.50 for an avocado that looks like a baseball. No, thank you. Or my favorite chips. Wow, right through the ceiling. So all you can do, guys, is put a smile on your face, enjoy the human race, because it's life is what it is. Things have been difficult for a number of people for a long time, and just grin and bear it, guys. There's no other way to say it. Just have a little cheer. Okay, here's to you. Mm-hmm. I was trying to think of a good old story to tell you. I'll tell you one. I bought my first car, really. We had an old '54 Ford family car, and hell, I screwed it up so bad that my parents wouldn't let me use it anymore. I'll tell you that one. I'll tell you that what I did to it. It was a '54 Ford, 4-door, automatic. And the first thing I did to it, a friend of mine had a car, and he got some white spray paint, and he painted his whole dash, painted it white. Okay, and I thought, man, is that cool? So I went and got me some white spray paint, and this was our family car. You got to understand that. When we lived on a farm, we certainly weren't rich. We were just above the poverty line. You know what I mean? So anyway, I went to Western Auto and got me a can or two of spray paint, but I was a little bit lazy on masking it. See, my friend had masked put masking tape to cover the speedometer deal and all the other gauges and stuff, so that when he sprayed it, the paint wouldn't get on those. Well, this occurred to me when I was in the Western Auto. I asked the guy, I said, "Hey man, what if I spray this on something else? What if I get some overspray on something?" He said, "Not a problem. You just take this paint remover and you just put it on a little rag and just wipe it right off." I said, "No problem." I said, "Well, shit, I'm not going to use that masking tape crap. That takes hours." So anyway, I went under there was an overpass on Highway 181, and it blocked I went under the overpass, so there was no wind. I didn't want the wind blowing my paint and getting it on the windshield and stuff. I wanted it to stay on the dash and all the crap I was going to paint. I did it. I painted it. It was beautiful. It was a work of art. But I got overspray on the speedometer. And then the blinker lights, there was a speedometer kind of domed up like this, and on each side of the speedometer was a turn signal thing, and I got a little overspray on those. So I thought, well, hell, get the old rag out. I got the paint remover on the rag. I just daubed a little on there, and I thought, hell, I just wipe that off right at the top. So I just wiped all the way around. Guess what it did? It melted the plastic. The plastic went... So the speedometer, you can see the needle sticking up, but there was, you got the picture. The needle would move, but you kind of had to guess what the speed was, because never mind. Anyway, that was my '54 Ford thing, and then I went to work. I was working with a cotton stripper, and I had a crew, and I was making pretty good money. Well, I thought I was. It probably wasn't much. He paid cash too. At the end of every week, he paid us cash, and I like that. So there was no boy that had a 1960 Chevrolet Impala 2-door 348 4-speed transmission. All right, and it was white with a red and white interior, kind of a checked interior. God dang, I thought that was the prettiest car I'd ever seen in my life. But anyway. He had it for sale, and I drove by and I'd see it. What is that light change or something going on here? Anyway, So anyway, I called him on the phone, asked him how much he wanted for it. I think it was like $1,500. But let's see, this was in 1964, I guess, 1964. So it was 4 years old. It might have been 1,200. I can't remember. It wasn't a hell of a lot. I mean, well, it was a lot then because you could buy a new car for $2,000, a nice one. And so anyway, I don't remember the exact price. But anyway, I had a little bit saved up, and I went to my daddy and I told him what I was planning. He said, "Well, go to the bank and see if they'll loan you the money." Blah blah blah. The difference. It wasn't much. I think I ended up borrowing like $500 for a year, but back then that was a lot of money. And so anyway, but I got the car. Bottom line, and 4-speed, 348 Chevrolet. I mean, this thing was the dog. You know what I mean? I mean, I would cruise around that thing, and I put. Well, I didn't have. They didn't have the fancy rims like they've got now, but they had spinners. Fancy hubcaps you could buy. Well, I bought some fancy hubcaps, and I looked like a gladiator. Going down the highway. These were. But I thought it was cute. I mean, kid. In my mind, I was the envy of the world, and when in reality, everybody's saying, "Look at that dumbass." Anyway, so. But I would ride down the main street in Kennedy, Texas. There was a furniture store on one side that had a whole row of big windows, you know what I mean, to show their products on the inside. But when you drove down the street in front of that store, you could see the reflection of your car in that window, in those windows as you drove by. And if you drove by real slow, you could see your hubcap spinning and how you looked. You had to sit in the right position and all that stuff. But anyway, well, it didn't take me long to blow the engine, okay? I mean, I completely, the rod went all the way through the pan, out on the ground, I guess. And so there I was. And anyway, but it was after I had it paid off. So I had a little cash on hand, and there was a friend of my dad's that was a mechanic at the Ford place in Corn City, 5 miles away. And anyway, my dad talked to him, and anyway, he said, he said you could get a 409 Chevrolet short block, and those 348 heads would fit on there perfectly, and you can get a 409 short block. I can't. It was a few $100s. It wasn't rebuilt. This was a new short block, and I bought it. And so we did that, and he was fair on the labor. Anyway, it was a pretty good chunk of change. But then, it was actually more powerful. I mean, I got a 409 Chevrolet engine now in this car. And no, it was pretty damn fast. I mean, and talk about speed. I mean, it'd go 130, man. This thing, it'd put that needle all the way down. So, but anyway, and I didn't blow it up. I didn't blow that engine up. But that was the Chevrolet Impala story, the 348 to a 409. Remember 409 Chevrolets and 406 Fords? Yeah, man, those were, you talk about power, right out of the box, they're turning in the 12s and 13s in a quarter mile, which back then was super damn fast. Now, they probably turn in the ones, But here's to you, here's to me, and that's the story of the Chevrolet 348 Chevy. But had some good times in that old car. Sure did. Dated a lot of pretty women. Sure did. Go to dances and go out and well, they didn't have yeah, I guess they did. They had intermissions, and you'd go out in the parking lot and neck. I mean, they called it necking. Not get naked, but necking and neck. You know what I mean? But yeah, and it was another thing too. The girl would put hickeys on you, or you'd put hickeys on her. You know what I mean? You'd sit there and do the suck face thing until you left a mark, and yeah, and that was kind of a badge of honor. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got a few hickeys there, huh, boy? Yeah, well, I mean, I'm Mr. Macho Man, which total shit. God damn. You had no idea what we were doing. We were playing, but it was fun. I'd do it again. I mean, yep, I sure would. So having said that, guys, it is a Friday evening, and it is Beer 30. And, oh, God dang, I keep forgetting why I'm here, man. Here's to you. I'm not inciting you to drink alcoholic beverages, but do what you got to do. This thing just tickles the crap out of me.
Warning, warning, bullshit alert.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty damn nice. I mean, yeah, every time if I did watch the news, I'd probably wear it out in one 30-minute session, but I don't watch the news, so I don't get to use it that much. But we'll use it during comment call. And so what else has been going on, Rusty? I did go over to Carrizozo and drive out to that Valley del Sol and look at some property over there. Why? That's just a beautiful view there, man. And you can get some of those 3-acre tracts for, pretty reasonable just to use to go stay a few days or whatever. And I may end up doing that. I don't know. That place I originally looked at with a carport and all that stuff on it, they don't want to sell it. They're stuck with that thing. It's been on the market for 8 years. You hear me? 8. And if you make them an offer, they go through the ceiling. But having said that, what else? Let me think. Is there anything else? Oh, tomorrow they're supposed to deliver that Starlink thing. And I don't think I'm going to set it up, though, because then I'd have to take it out of the box and then wind everything up and put it back in the box perfectly and send it back. So I'm just going to send that back. And then what else is coming up? I don't really have anything big other than, I got for tomorrow, for the noon video, I'm going to do a driving video, a good one. It'll be like a Sunday drive. So we look forward to that. It's a pretty drive. I went over to the, what's the name of it? It's called Inn of the Mountain Gods near Ruidoso. It's on the Mescalero Apache Reservation. And it's a casino. And it's beautiful around there, man. Got a lake and all that stuff. But anyway, guys, with that in mind, enjoy your beer 30 first. Stay sane. That's difficult. Stand guard at the door of your mind. That helps. And what else? Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and all that stuff. Keep your health. Try to eat reasonably well, and exercise when you can. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. Use the Amazon link if you choose to. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at Comment Call for those of you that get up in time to watch it on a Saturday morning. For those of you that are off on the weekends, what is it, the great American dream? 8 to 5 Monday through Friday and 2 weeks of vacation in the summertime. How about that? Anyway, guys, adios amigos. Bye-bye.